There we are.
Well, now Ayrton Senna is right up the gearbox of Jean Alesi, and I think we could see the vital move very soon. Still a brilliant drive by Alesi. 30 laps he's led this motor race. A stunning start to the new Grand Prix season. But it's a familiar face who is now charging hard. Ayrton Senna from Brazil, 1988 world champion.
Of course, Andrew, this is what American race enthusiasts have been waiting to see in Grand Prix racing for a long time, and that is two drivers racing for the lead. It's something that we have not been accustomed to for more years than I care to remember, and to have this kind of race here in Phoenix, I think is going to be a great encouragement for the rest of the season.
John, we well remember your charges through the field at places like Long Beach, and of course the red and white McLaren. Just one thing we should mention, although you're with me in the commentary box, you haven't actually retired from racing. You've got quite a hot programme this year.
Yes, most people think I have, but that's because I'm not any longer involved in Grand Prix racing. I'm currently racing Toyota in sports car, the World Sports Car Championship, and that's a race series that has been developing over the last couple of years, and next year most of the cars will be running engines which are in effect Formula One engines, so I think it's got a bright new future ahead of it, sports car racing.
On news from Japan earlier today, a Toyota won the first round of the Sports Car Championship in Japan. A car very similar, or exactly the same, I believe, as the one you'll be racing. But now Senna really is on the charge. Had a little think about going down the inside, decided against it. Alesi leads only just from Ayrton Senna. They are 40 seconds ahead of Thierry Boutsen now, who is 24 seconds ahead of Nelson Piquet. Modena is 5th. Mansell now is up to 6th place.
Yes, I think Nigel Mansell will be continuing his very sensible and very cautious move forward, because he took a long time to get into the top 10. Now he's gotten into it. He's gone from 10th to 6th in the space of 5 or 6 laps, and we could easily see Nigel Mansell today being on the podium.
And is this the move? No. Alesi gives him the chop.
Alesi is so late on the brakes, he leaves it to the very last moment. I mean, Senna's always a bit of a late breaker anyway, but Jean Alesi had just the advantage of being a couple of car lengths ahead, and being late in the brakes enabled him to keep the corner and keep the lead from Ayrton Senna. The amazing thing is about Alesi is that he's totally unaffected by a man like Ayrton Senna running behind him. I remember in Hungary last year he gave Nigel Mansell a major brake test coming into the pit lane because something that had occurred on the racetrack, and I thought the character of the guy was, even at that stage, developing very, very rapidly indeed.
Very pleasant young man also. Has a small flat in Oxford where he bases himself. In fact, he's been there for a couple of years. As we said, managed by Eddie Jordan, but also a lot of help from his brother.
Yes, Eddie Jordan these days, the name is being mentioned more and more frequently. He's seen currently as being a guru to all these young racing drivers, but of course Eddie Jordan is looking towards coming into Grand Prix racing himself, and he's currently laying plans down to, let's say, put together a Formula One team which he hopes could be in Grand Prix racing next year, and I think that would be a very, very good addition to the ranks of Grand Prix racing.
After 32 laps, Alesi, Senna, Boutsen, Piquet, Modena, Mansell. And it's very close now. Is this the move, John?
Looks like it, yes, he's got it. He managed to slid through. He came out of the corner. He got a good run. Look at Alesi diving down the inside. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, that is Jean Alesi.
Got the lead back.
What an amazing overtaking. That Ayrton Senna, I don't care who you are, because you passed me, it doesn't stop me from having a go again.
This is
and
good.
That caught, I think, I'm just bemused by it. Ayrton Senna was absolutely taken back, and he was prepared to turn into the corner, and suddenly he saw that blue and white Tyrrell wheel to wheel with him, turning left, and he had to concede the corner.
Now he's going to try and use the traffic. Corners. Roberto Moreno lets fellow Brazilian through. The man from Avignon showing a gearbox to Ayrton Senna. That was amazing.
And I think that's the most amusing and wonderful bit of overtaking and repassing I've seen in years.
Now, of course, we've got another situation with... now he's going to have another... No, he doesn't. And now the Brabham's in front. Just see it again in replay.
A perfect shot by Senna. He did it all right. He came down the inside, timed it correctly. We're on the right part of the road. But he was on the inside and he slid a little bit wide No, he didn't. Senna, in fact, left the door open for Alesi to go through. A very courageous move on the part of Alesi to do that. Coming up to pass Gregor Fotek. Once again, Senna's got a good chance. There we go. But he's on the inside again. And watch Alesi, but this time the gap isn't being produced, and Alesi's had to. Senna's always been very quick at picking up. But look at Alesi doing the same thing again. My goodness.
Offline now, though.
Yep, and Senna's tyres are covered in muck and dirt, having had to go offline to really block Alesi from going through. His tyres will have picked up a load of rubber and so on and so forth that's on the offline part of the racetrack. But the aggression that Alesi has, the sheer motivation and drive is absolutely stunning.
That Tyrrell obviously working extremely well and extracting the maximum from it. Jean Alesi, Gary Bootson now 40 seconds behind these pair. With a great Phoenix Grand Prix. You must be glad you're watching it live on Eurosport. There, the Olivetti graphic just confirms that top 6.